Acorn. Um, Honestly, not really good. Um, yeah. Oh man, I'm already like, it was like, can I go like 5 minutes without wanting to cry? Um, I tend. So, um, I'll just preface this as physically and all that stuff. I'm fine. I'm just going through a lot of stuff, and I just need to talk about it. Um, and like my stream says, if it's too much for you, go ahead and I don't feel bad about you having to walk away and stuff like that or turn off the stream. Um, it's mostly for me just kind of verbalizing everything. Um, I don't even know where to start. um, I don't really talk too much about myself and kind of like very strong interests. Like I'll talk about it in passing and stuff. Um, and it's this time. It's kind of like it's kind of almost like I'm feeling kind of like a new emotion because like for me, um, I personally don't handle loss and death and stuff like that very well. Um, you know, um, I just don't have the mental capacity to be able to deal with it. Um, but so, my my favorite VTuber. God, and I have to preface this too. You know, I'm incapable of having parasocial relationships. It's just not wired into my brain. Um, but like, I wrote something down and I posted it on Blue Sky and Twitter. And so I'm kind of having that up for reference and just looking at it is getting me caught up. But uh, so I guess for for reference, so Kanata, she has Meniere's disease, and uh, you know, her dream was to, be to do, singing and stuff like that, and she's been able to do it, but she's she's leaving for a multitude of reasons, but you know, like to not get too much into it. But a lot of what she has to go through, with the inevitability of losing her hearing because of Meniere's is very, it hits really hard because I have my own health issue that will eventually rob me of things that I love. Um, and it's she's not leaving now because of her hearing is getting worse. It's just she'd rather leave basically on top of finally getting her solo concert and doing everything she wanted to do, and she's just kind of hit a point where she's burnt out because she wanted to push herself to do things while she could. Yeah. I guess I should just read my post that I made. It's probably a lot more coherent. Maybe reading it out loud will make me feel better and kind of come to terms with everything. Um, but yeah, I'll just read it out and maybe have some stuff. But so I discovered, Kanata in late 2021 when I was getting into VTubers, and I still treated VTubers as I viewed a lot of people I watched. It was just kind of like second monitor, entertainment while I worked and stuff. And it wasn't until 2022 where you know uh, I decided to watch our third anniversary live, and that's what sucked me in. Um, I started watching her more often and kind of like actively listening to things that she would say, and you know a lot of it is you know kind of mirrors a lot of what I have to go through. Down to health and kind of how her brain works. And yeah, it's kind of like it's hard to describe it. It's not parasocial, but it's kind of just like someone even in the distance being able to kind of relate to. You know, not feeling like you're the only one who has to deal with it, and that kind of feeling. Um, and, I started getting into her music more, and she would, put up a lot of her feelings in her music that she wouldn't be able to express in words. Um, and yeah, it just, falling into that rabbit hole. And, I mean, some of you might have been here early on when I tried, first doing VTubing, and I made my own model and stuff like that, and it still just didn't fit right, and I stopped for a good year and a half of just not feeling like it was me, and also other things that happened in my life that made me step away for a while. Um, and it wasn't until pretty much last year, 2024, where I watched Kanata enough to because she was able to kind of push herself and you know accomplish things that were amazing and stuff, and just like trying to make up or make for whatever time she has left, and kind of like reignited my energy of wanting to do this again. And it kind of gave me a second chance in trying. Um, and yeah, she just kind of gave me the motivation to like not just try VTubing again, but just try again. Um, it's around 2022, 2023, I was in a really rough spot. A lot of bad things happened around me, and it started getting harder to do things that I was able to do before. Um, and but yeah, always deep down inside, I always knew that Kanata would leave sooner than later because of her health, and I tried to prepare myself for it. You can only do so much. Um, but I'm glad that she's able to leave while she's still mostly intact, and not to like tarnish her legacy of like the essentially broadcasting your slow decay with your health. Um, you know, cares very much about her image, and she knows her fan base would feel really bad watching that happen, and it's it's relatable. Like I get it. If I was in her position, I'd do the same thing too, and I kind of did in the past. I did it myself with fighting games. You know, I just vanished. I just didn't go to events anymore. And so, you know, I get it. Um, you know, you don't want people to see you, you know, slowly get worse and just have that, you know? Um, and I keep a lot of that feeling myself because, you know, I don't want people to feel bad. Um, you know, I've accepted it, you know, for as much as I could. Um, but, you know, I've just kind of gotten to the point where I just can't keep it in anymore. Um, but yeah, it's her way of going out on top, you know? Um, yeah. And, you know, like, you know, before, and a lot of the things that I did in the past, uh, you know, a lot of the people around me were really into idols, but I just didn't get it. Um, you know, you know, I just, uh, I didn't get it at all. I think it's probably because it's really hard for me to even kind of form like even tiny bits of like parasocial feelings. It's just, you know, my brain just isn't wired that way. Um, but you know, I think I get it now. You know, um, it might not be what you know a lot of what people have feelings for like idols, but and you know, Kanata always wanted to kind of be her own idol in her own right, and I think you know she did it definitely. Somehow got me to understand it a bit, you know. It's yeah. So it's like I don't know. I get it. Leave on top instead of dragging it out and just have to force to leave because of health. And yeah, it's just hard, you know. It's been eating away at me. Like my rational brain is like, yeah, you know, um, like I said, I do it myself. I've done it myself before, but you know, it's kind of like a grim reminder that you know I'm gonna have to do it again. You know, eventually it will, and yeah, it's just hard trying to sort everything in my brain about this. Like, it's hard. You know, I don't have many things in my life that I can really kind of connect to in any kind of way. You know, um, it's it's hard. Um, like, yeah, and just losing that is just like fuck. You know, and what really hurts, it really stings. Like, you just not coming back online in any form. No more music from her, no more anything. Like, flat out saying, like, don't bother searching for me after. And it's like, it is, in a way, it is, like me having to deal with death. And I just can't deal with that really well. I'm just not equipped for it. It's hard, you know? And I get it, I really do. Because, like I said, if I was in her situation, I'd do exactly what she's doing. Yeah. Um, yeah. It's just, yeah, like, you know, um, I'm still motivated to do a lot of the things I want to do with this. It's just, it's gonna take more time, and I don't know if I have that. It's hard having to not want to vanish for a while again. Do you feel any resentment about it? No, because I do exactly the same thing. For me, it's I guess the reason why I'm all torn up is she's completely vanishing after this, and it's just like um, just too relatable. Um, yeah, because there's going to be a point where I won't be able to do this myself, and a lot of the ideas I have that I have a limited time to do, and it's that part too that really gets me. Yeah, yeah, you know, um, yeah, it's just hard. It's gonna be hard listening, to her music again. A lot of stuff. This is always gonna be kind of just feeling in the back of my head where it's like, you know, um, my time to do the things that I want to do and I love to do, um, is limited. And unfortunately, a lot of my brain just always wants to pull the negative thoughts. And really, it's something I've worked on, and it still just kind of creeps up. But Yeah, it's my world feels lonelier. Like, it's I'll try my best to explain my brain, but I have really bad I have really bad people skills. Um, and the only way I can really relate to people is on an emotional level, but anything than that, it's just feels like unknown territory. Um, just like, the few presences in my life that I can relate to is already really small. You know, like, mm, and it's like, I know I have a lot of people who care about me. I care about a lot of people. Um, you know, but there's just like with 99% of people in my life, and it's just like a disconnect. It's there's some things that can relate, but just kind of being truly understood is hard. Uh, Um, I'm really glad I do have a very small handful of people who do like make me feel grounded and not alone. Oh, like, but when it's only a very small number, at any time I lose one, it just gets lonelier and I lose a piece of myself. we still have a month, a little less than a month, for around. And, still really appreciative for how much she's inspired me to just try again, you know? It's weird. Because it's like not really, I don't know. It's like, it's almost like pseudo death dealing with my emotions. And I just wish my brain could be like, push more of the positive stuff in front of all the negative feelings I have with this. Uh, Unfortunately, that's not how my brain works. And it's going to take a lot of time for me to recover from this. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel a little bit better getting this off. Of helping me a bit more sort through my feelings. But, yeah, like, um, another best friend who doesn't have a name yet. We, kind of had a mutual crying session, and just trying to go through our feelings. That that helped. And, me making the post on I made yesterday helped a bit, and I hope this helps a bit more. I think this month I'm probably not gonna stream, and I'll try. I'll see how I am next. Um, Hopefully next month a lot of things just kind of fall into place for me to do a lot more of the stuff I wanted to. While I still can. Uh, is yeah, kind of the whole reason why I got in this mess is to do things that I wouldn't be able to do as me, real me, you know. And, I don't want to get big, and I don't know how long I'm gonna be doing this for, but uh, I have goals still. I just hope I have enough time, you know. It is kind of funny how, like, me not getting the whole idol thing before, and I still kind of don't, you know. It's me in my own way, but you know, someone I don't even know somehow yet need to do to try. I never would have thought that would have happened. Yeah, I don't regret, having to go through this again. Having, the feeling of losing something. I don't know. It's hard. Rational brain is like, oh, it's worth it. But the bad part of my brain is like, I don't want to get hurt again. but that's life. I somehow have to figure out a way to get through it. I'm way too stubborn. That's how I've made it this long. You know, I think deep down, I kind of knew she was like leaving. And um, last month or a month or two ago, I don't remember when, but I was in a really bad space, and usually my dreams are pretty miserable, and whether um, I forgot what they're called, like foresight dreams, which kind of leans into the miserable thing. Uh, but like thinking back on this dream I had a month or so ago, um, and usually you don't have dreams like this. Uh, really bad spot. This is kind of embarrassing, but fuck it, I'm already way past that. Um, you know, I don't remember the exact context, but like, Kanata showed up in my dream and basically was like, you know, um, but don't worry and stuff like that. And I don't feel bad. And it's like, fuck, at that time it was like nice morale boost, and then I look back on it, it's like, fuck, you know? Almost a different meaning now. Yeah. Um, kind of. Um, just feel shaky. Um, I have Meru, and I have other best friend. They've been helping me get through. And, you know, um, and part of why I tried this again, like I said before, but, let it be the, uh, empathetic to a fault thing, but, you know, I hope I can do for someone else, like, Kanata did for me. Even if it's just a fraction, just, kind of paying it forward. Just, if I can make someone feel less shitty. That's all I care about, you know? That's all I want in life. You know, I don't have to go through and feel what I've been through. But, you know, a part of that, whenever this journey ends, you know, I'm gonna ruin someone, you know? Thinking about that kind of sucks. But they're gonna have to learn someday, right? Oh, sucks, but it, it's, yeah, you're gonna have to learn someday. Yeah, yeah, but, you know, part of what a lot of the stuff that I want to do, honestly, I've been kind of burning out, and I think maybe a month, even if it is really negatively affecting me, just stepping away is probably needed anyways. So I've been kind of working nonstop for a while on things, you know, and unfortunately, I don't have the money to be like, pay someone to do it, but also at the same time, because I'm stubborn and I want it as a learning experience because, you know, I want to learn how to do things that I don't know myself, which is why I'm a fucking Linux user. You know, fucking learning. You're not learning, what's the point of life? I don't know, but it is tiring trying to do what I want to do all by myself. And it's like, fuck, I wish I just had excess money that I could just throw to people and be like, hey, teach me. You know, the only thing I can't do is art. I'd love to have art. Even if this model and my other model is what I bought on, but you know, one day maybe I'll get my own model, but probably not, because I really love this model. Yeah. Well, it's a marathon, but I only have so much time, you know? And that's the scary part. Yeah. I haven't eaten since her announcement. I've just had water. Oh, well, no, I had crackers yesterday, some peanut butter. That's all I could eat. Yeah. Well, honestly, to be fair, uh, the days before that, I kind of went crazy on eating. So, as long as I get enough protein, some veggies, uh, I could probably stand to not eat as much at least. Especially since I can't I can't go on the stationary bike right now. My body's kind of like in full pain mode right now. It's been for about a week and a half, where it's just like I can't really do anything, so this really sucks. I can't even like exercise the feelings I have away. Uh, yeah, I'll probably eat something. I might just I have some um thin sliced like beef rolls in the freezer. I just toss that and some frozen veggies and toss it in curry sauce and just have that tonight. Because I am kind of actually like I'm actually getting stomach like gurgles to be like eat. Yesterday I didn't get that at all, but I had some crackers and peanut butter because I need some protein intake that so I don't like my body doesn't cramp and then I'm in even more pain. But tonight probably some lazy ass curry. Tossing food, putting curry sauce on top of it is always a good idea. I just don't know. Now I have choice paralysis because I have Vermont curry and I have S&B golden curry and I don't know which one I want. Maybe I'll flip a coin. I like both, but I kind of don't know which one I want. Actually, I might have a half open golden curry in the fridge. Do half and half? Sounds like a plan. I'll make a total abomination curry because I'm indecisive. You prefer Vermont? I like both. I think like so I grew up Well, I grew up having curry made from scratch, and then uh, later on, uh, we mostly had golden curry, and then um, I introduced Meru to golden curry, but other best friend introduced me to Vermont, and so I like both. I like any Japanese curry. I have never met a Japanese curry I did not like. Even the cheapo shit that I would get at Family Mart in Japan. I remember um, when other best friend and I did a thing together. Because I would get so locked in to the work that we were doing. Um, they were like, "Oh, maybe I'll make a machine that dispenses curry. So if you're too locked in, or you're too uh focused, you can just press the button and it spits out curry." And I was like, "But how's it gonna stay warm?" And they were like, "Well, that's a you problem." Yeah, cold curry is not very good. I have tried. Uh, one time when I was in Japan and I was like drunk, I got some curry at the konbini, and the microwave was not working. And I was like, well, it can't be that bad. And then I ate it, and I was like, oh, okay, meta curry I don't like, and it was cold curry. No good. That's really bad. Yeah, no. Cold curry is like, that's what they probably serve at Guantanamo Bay. They're like, oh, you're getting curry tonight, and then it's just like cold curry, like straight from the fridge. That's inhumane. That's what I want after having food poisoning and I can eat shit again. Oh, excuse me. I couldn't mute in time. Uh, yeah, but yeah. I just one thing is, oh right, update. So one of the things that I was working on might be very, very so much more easier uh in a day or two. Uh, because friend of mine is sending me their old VR headset, and now I don't have to spoof VR tracking for full body motion capture. Um, but uh, the setup is still incredibly fucking jank. Um, I have to use like 3 different programs stitched together still. I just cut out one, and so now I have 3 different programs, and I have to strap like 5 iPhones to my body. That's gonna be my full body tracking setup. There's a VR headset and 5 iPhones taped to my body. Like one of them, yeah, for the gyroscopes. One of them, the screen is kind of busted because I got it for $20, but it's good enough to get to the menu and to set it up. That's all that matters. And a couple of them I've gotten for free as hand-me-downs. And, like, they all work for what I needed to. They just kind of look really fucked up, but that doesn't really matter. So now I won't feel bad if like it falls off me and hits the floor. Like, I guess that's a good thing about like having a e-waste place near me, so I can just say like, oh fuck, I need to get another iPhone 10. Oh, I can get one for like $20, and like the speaker doesn't work, but I'm like, fuck it, who cares? Yeah, it's really jank mocap. It apparently works like okay, and that's kind of all I need. I don't need anything professional. But like, I haven't tested it yet because uh, I'm waiting for the VR headset. Once that comes in, I'm gonna test it, and yeah, how would definitely improve. The VR head. Well, a friend is sending it to me. I think it's a Quest 2 or something. Like, I'm not too fond of it being a Facebook product, but you know what? Um, there's probably a way to circumvent it eventually, or probably now. Like, apparently, you don't even need to sign into it. You can just like plug it into your computer and just use Steam VR. And one of the programs I'm working with, um, that one of the programs that I'm working with, that is for mocap, uh, uses Steam VR to kind of spoof the whole mocap suit thing. And another program I'm using is allows for Steam VR input to be read to use with VR models. And then I have another program that's used for recoding motions I do into MMDs. And then I have another program that uh well, and then I have VNyan, which is the program that I'm using for like processing everything. Yeah, I'm kind of good on the possibly sketchy Russian things. Uh, I'm I'm okay. I had my fill in the early 2000s, but someone eventually will be able to fully jailbreak it because what like Carmack has like a bounty for someone jailbreaking it. I may make a small vent, man. Just having to go back to the office kind of shredded any time for me to get back to at least streaming. It sucks, but I'm making things work somehow, somewhere. Yeah. Having to go back to the office sucks. I'm really glad that um my job that I have now, I do not have to go into the office. Like I have a part-time contract position, so it's like it's nice being able to have like something in my savings again. Because yeah, like I'm super paranoid because of my health, so like I always have like a huge buffer in my savings in case I need to pull from it. And it's just nice to have that again. But like I'm also like really hesitant to spend any of that money because it's only a contract position, so I'd rather just save it for yeah, bad day. But yeah, like oh yeah, I think I did talk about it last time I streamed. But I guess another good thing that's happening to me is I'm getting to go to the Kiara Ina concert. I'm really happy about that, that I can go to a concert where like that kind of thing becomes not feasible for me. Like it's gonna suck. Like I'm probably gonna be like it's probably gonna like destroy me for like a good month or two. But you know, I can and I want to. I just will have to pay for it with my body afterwards, feeling like shit. But yeah, and well, also part of the reason why I'm not spending money from my job is shit happened and I had to spend a lot of my money, and it just like ever since yeah, like 10 years ago, where like I thought I saved up a lot of money from my job at that time, and it just getting cleared out in a week was like really bad. And so ever since then, I've been super paranoid about like having money in the bank that I don't touch. It was not fun, but yeah, it's just kind of the life of living in this fucking country and having really bad health. But yeah, March 26 and 27, I think, or 27, 28. Yeah, I'm going with other best friend. It's been a while since we've kind of done anything big together like that. It's been long overdue. I I kind of wish like I had a working passport and I had a shitload of money to go to Taiwan at the end of the month so I could see Kanata live. But yeah, you know, it is. I don't want to make a joke about it, but like 90% of the VTuber merch that I have, and like 90% of that is stuff I didn't buy, is like it's uh, after this month it's gonna be like 90% of VTubers who don't exist anymore. Like, why am I cursed? I mean, most of them have reincarnated. Well, all of them except one have reincarnated, but yeah, a lot of the VTuber merch that I have, um, I got from other best friend. Like, most of my Kanata stuff is actually from other best friend, and they got it right before tariffs hit. Yeah, yeah, okay. It's so weird that they have. Wait, they actually have Hall. Wait, is it cover or is it like Artist Alley? Mori? Oh, I see. Because I was gonna be like, well, I doubt next year, like, if it's official, they'll have Kanata stuff. But like, yeah, that's easiest. Is Kanata or Cecilia? Like, yeah, like you know, like one thing I've kind of noticed is like a lot of my YouTubers that I watch now are all indie. Like Sava, Suvi, Nimi, Mint, and Doki. Like it is weird about that. Like it's also really weird seeing them like all interact with each other. It's almost like a fever dream. Yeah. I mean, Yeah, like for me, like I mentioned in my posts and at the beginning of the stream, but for me, like VTubers were always kind of like second monitor. I'm working on something. I watch for entertainment kind of thing. Not really, Josh. Like realistically, it was mostly like the Ian style is different because they're more kind of like streamers, like for the most part, right? Like they're almost very regular streamers. And I don't know, even like someone like Kanata is kind of more like I guess she would be more hollow style, even if like it's more different. So it is funny. Like, so other best friend and I were actually talking about Fumomoko, and like, so I will watch sometimes the games that they play, but like, admittedly, they're really bad at games, but it's also kind of the banter between them is what makes me enjoy the streams. But it's not like an active watching thing, right? It's very much kind of like second monitor content, right? As Mike would say. Uh, but what draws other best friend and I to Full Moko is a very realistically outdated kind of otaku tastes, which were the things that like other best friend and I grew up with. And so, like, I've said before, I don't truly get the idol thing. For me, it's very much of like a nostalgia thing and kind of good memories. Because a lot of the things that like Local does is a lot of stuff that like other best friend introduced me to, and we kind of had like kind of shared memories with. So that's kind of why I appreciate Full Moco. It's very different compared to most people who like Full Moco. Yeah, it's not even J-pop. It's very like it's weird sub niche subgenres of things. It's very like if you don't know about it, like the easiest way I can explain it is like very like 2000s Akiba like footed. It's a very specific kind of like otaku niche that's hard to describe. And like Mint is like that also. Like Mint is very much 2000s Akiba coded. It's just that Mint is very more hmm, how do you describe it? Like Full Moko embodies 2000s Akiba kind of aesthetic, and Mint also does too, but she also like skinwalks just enough as like a normie nerd that it's not obvious, but the moment she starts talking about it, she just doesn't shut up. It's just like Metal Gear and Mint. Yeah, like one thing, so I was kind of curious, like with the group that she has now, like the ex supposed to be V Shoujo group, and it's more like, funny enough, it is, that group is very 2000s Akiva Idol like thing. Like it is a group that is sponsored. Like the company that's giving them money don't own them, but they're merely sponsoring them, and that's what like a lot of like 2000s Akiva idols wanted, was to be sponsored by like these companies to give them money to do the things. So when you think about it, it's kind of really funny that like Mint is living the 2000s Akiva idol thing. And honestly, it feels very appropriate. Because one thing is like, yeah, corpos aren't going to make that chance anymore, really. Like corporations, as not like VTuber corporations, but they're like willing to like do like the sponsor thing. And honestly, I think that's the way to go, especially for like what Mint and Co are trying to do. But yeah, it is, there is kind of an irony in that, is that Mint is so 2000s Akiba idol that she is actually living the 2000s Akiba idol life, and will probably work out better for her. Like for me, like my idol knowledge is mostly from osmosis through people I've been around, because most, like, in one of my, I will say, previous lives to make it easier, so I don't have to talk about it because it will dox people. um, is like, I, because of what I did was very kind of 2000s Akiva idol centered. It's like I know about that stuff, but like I don't understand why people got into it, and I still don't. But I know about it, so it's kind of like, it's talking about that disconnect I have with a lot of things. But yeah, like, okay, so I have played some of, like, I've only played the PSP Idolmaster game, but my interest in Idolmaster like is very much like all of the shit brain characters. And there's a lot of them now. But like I was never really into Idolmaster as much as a lot of people were back then. No, not crazy, but they're just like shitlords. Like me. Well, I mean, you could say I'm crazy and mental too, but you know. But also like Idolmaster is also very big on Nico Nico Doga for shitposting. So like that's all of my Idolmaster knowledge is like Nico Nico Doga. Want to watch Doki Bird put out with Jake GC words again? Yeah. You know, I never knew. Like, I now I do corn, but I never knew that you were like super that era, like Akiva idol put in. I remember you talking about that, like with DJ Cream. Like DJ Cream is also very like 2000s Akiva idol coded. Yeah. Yeah, like you know what's funny is so when I first met DJ Cream, it was through Melty, and I remember uh one of the weirdest things of my worlds crossing together, my two PLs crossing together was having finding out that DJ Cream and someone who was associated with one of my PLs knowing each other because of idols. And it was like, that I, 2000s Akiba idol kind of thing. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, there's been a lot of times where those paths have crossed, and it's just completely like fried me. But yeah, like for me, it's like I guess to go back to what Funk Talk was saying before. Yeah, like for me, like I I don't I don't get idol culture. I understand it because of osmosis. And so like a lot of the Hollow Life people that I like, at least on the JP side, are very kind of more streamer coded than idol coded. Like one of one of my favorites still to watch is Fubuki because she will put herself through horrific torture to do a bit, like the Golden Magikarp thing, right? Like that's the kind of sicko shit that I like. And so like the idol stuff, there's a disconnect. But like as a streamer, like there's a lot of like whole life personalities I like as a streamer. Yeah, Fubuki and Matsuri are very Nico Nico Dogo coded. And also, like, yeah, most, you know who is, though, which is kind of surprising because she is definitely way too young, but I think she just kind of shitposted her way into it, is Kanade. Kanade is also very Nico Nico Dogo but, like, as a personality, I don't think she knows a lot of, like, the old Nico Nico Dogo stuff, but, like, her herself almost embodies that fucking crazy period of time. Oh, Marine is definitely Nico Nico Dogo and she, but you know, her whole gimmick is that I'm 17, haha, except, you know, the age of 30 is in demand and stuff like that, right? Yeah. Marine definitely knows, and it's always very apparent whenever she does karaoke, uh, where it's like she's like pulling out all the Nico Nico Doga kind of classics. Yeah. Rosalie, yeah. Yeah, yeah, Disneyland. That still cracks me up when a certain president appeared again out of nowhere during the period of like all these VTuber corpos, like, and like all this VTuber drama just happening, and then like, you know, that president is just like, oh hey, I went to Disneyland, I'm having a really fun time, oh I'm so cute, and it's just like, we have like the world falling apart this year, and then just, yeah, the president is just like, hi everyone, it's me being cute, and I get to do these things, and it's just like, oh, you know, never change. Just like, yeah, like Marin is definitely like, so I rarely ever get to catch Marin streams nowadays. Um because she streams like GP degenerate time now instead of uh like Americans time zone degenerate time. But like, yeah, like Marina's always been kind of like, I wish I could watch her more, but also at the same time, like, I don't watch her VODs kind of thing. So it's like I'll watch her if I'm like around and she's live, but I won't go back watch her VODs. But she is one of the people who got me into Hololive. It was her and Miko. Like her, Miko, and Fubuki were the ones that really got me into Hololive. Yeah, like, okay, let's take a look of the Hololive merch that I have. So I have a Gura keychain. I have a Marin keychain, who's still there. I have a Toa keychain, who is still there. Uh, a bunch of Kanata keychains, and then Fumoko, who is still there. Uh, I have Kanata and Android. Uh, I have the Gura and Ame Valentine's Day merch from 2023. Uh, I have a Kanata stand, I have a Kanata stand, and I have a Cecilia stand. And then I have a 3D printed Fauna, and then also a 3D printed Cecilia, and a 3D printed Bibu who is on top of my computer, right where there's an LED, so it looks like when my room is dark that her face is illuminated in a horrifying way, which is fitting for Bibu. Uh, I have a Gura desk mat and I have a Kanata desk mat. Uh, I have Kanata friends with you. Uh, the friends with you to go, and then I have Kanata like laying on her stomach plushie. Yeah, a lot of people have said that. Like Fubuki is definitely the Tommy Dreamer of Hololive. Except, hopefully, without the Paul Heyman. That's a really bad analogy to make. Fuck, but you get it, right? Like, should I stop the kendo stick? No. Okay, don't think too far into it. Um. Oh, I also have the Pebble plushie, the Bibu Pebble plushie. Oh my, no, don't say that. Oh my God, WrestleMania 17. Oh, I also have Kanata pins. Way too many. I am waiting. I need to get an Ito bag. This is sad. The first Ito bag I'm gonna make is gonna be a Kanata one, and it's mostly because the restaurant has gotten me enough stuff to actually make an Ito bag. The fetch. Oh my God. I haven't watched wrestling in a while. Like I kept up with a couple of the recent AEW stuff, but I haven't been keeping up. Other than we all know that Mox is gonna get fucking tossed in the Chicago River. He's gonna get the cement shoes and a bag over his head and tossed over. WWE has been shit. The only good thing was that I saw recently was like after a show, they just had like the big faces right now just like get beaten up by no, all the top faces uh beat up Logan Paul. So I have this is my tinfoil hat theory on WWE now. I actually think, oh, gotta run, boxing class, I'll be back if you're still in there. Okay, thanks, Corin, and have fun. Yeah, maybe I'll take up on the offer, but thanks for the offer. So, so this is my tinfoil hat theory on WWE right now. I think, I legit think that is TKO and what's his fucking name? Red dude who's just like red and pink all the fucking time in kayfabe. Actually, not even in kayfabe. What's his fucking face? Uh, Vince's tumor, essentially. Um, Bruce Pritchard. That's his fucking name. I have a feeling that like TKO and Bruce Pritchard are basically going over Triple H's head with a lot of the shit that's happening, and Triple H just has to grin and smile because if he knows if he goes off script that he's gonna get instantly shit canned. Because the that small period of time pre TKO and Triple H was pretty much in charge, like things started to make sense, like storyline wise. But it's also like, I'm not glazing Triple H, but it's also like he's also not. I wouldn't think he's that dumb to fuck up the product as much as it has now. I want to say it's like I wouldn't even be surprised if it was like The Rock just fucking with Triple H. Because at this point, The Rock has kind of shown his ass and just been like, has basically revealed himself to be an insufferable twat. Like, it really does feel like TKO slash The Rock is making Triple H like the scapegoat and all this dumb shit. And then, it's gonna be fun. You know what's gonna be funny? Is if like, Triple H actually, he gets fired or he leaves or whatever. And then you just watch the company just go to shit and just like really bad stuff starts like popping up. Like talent, like really bad talent mistreatment and shit like that again. I mean, realistically, who does The Rock actually get along with? From that era. Like, Triple H is a mark for himself in more ways than one, but it's also like he will probably also make good programming, but then you have like The Rock, who is incredibly a mark for himself in every aspect of the way. And he's not above like actively burying people. Like, so is Triple H. Don't get me fucking wrong, right? Like, Triple H buried a fuck ton of people and attempted to bury the fuck out of a lot of people. But the moment he couldn't lace up his boots anymore, he was just like, at least his public image was like not doing that. The Rock hasn't stopped doing that. In everything he does, he will still actively bury people. At least Triple H hides it now if he is. Like, good fucking God. Like, I can't believe I'm gonna say, hey, Rock, take a lesson out of Triple H's playbook and stop burying everyone you interact with. That's a sentence that no one would ever expect to say. Take a page out of Triple H's playbook. Fucking hell. Yes. He is completely a mark for himself. But people don't want to be like shit talky to him because it's like, oh, he uh basically had to make his own wealth and stuff like that, right? Like self-made. But it's like he can still be an asshole. Fuck. Like at least fake it. He can't even fake it. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, you have fucking Batista, who was just like kind of like, I don't know, his public perception is very good. Wait, why is my face locked like that? Oh, there we go. What happened? I didn't ever press that button? Or I might have dropped something on my keyboard and pressed that button, or I brushed it or something, who knows? What are we gonna do tonight, Pinky? The same thing we do every night, bury people. Yeah, that's The Rock. Oh, what an insufferable human being. Any goodwill that man had gone. Like it is really funny when people like fucking Stevie Richards is like, oh, Triple H has like this huge ass fucking ego that, and it's like, I don't know. Triple H's ego was pretty small compared to The Rock's. Like, yeah, Triple H has an inferiority complex his whole fucking career, and still probably to this day. But the man isn't showing his ass every fucking moment he can. It truly is something that the one person who seems like a genuinely good person that came from DX. Okay, I don't want to shit too much on X Pac. I think X Pac is probably a very nice person now. Now that he's clean and sober, right? I don't want to shit on him too much. He's just not public enough, right? But like, crazy to think that the one person who completely hasn't shown their ass to be an ass is the man who calls himself Mr. Ass. Ugh. How? How has the man named Mr. Ass with that theme song been the most not pile of shit person out of DX? Yes, it has been. And the man is 60? Yup. Like, okay, if there was like one wrestler I would love to meet, it would be Billy Gunn. Like it Billy Gunn seems like the kind of guy that you would have a lot of fun with. Like with Batista's, his public image is nice, but he also seems a little too nice. At least Billy Gunn, you could fuck around with and he would not give a fuck. Like you could joke with him and he wouldn't give a fuck. For some reason, I would probably be very, very fucking afraid to joke around with Batista because I know even now, with him slimming down, would probably snap me in two. Billy Gunn can snap me in two, but he wouldn't. Really missed out on meeting Riho. But your wish list is Eddie Kingston or Chris Hero. Oh, okay. Yeah, Kingston's great. Sup, Dux? You kind of missed me having a moment for an hour, but that's okay. He's that is, I see it. I get it. You don't have to elaborate, but I see it and I get it. Yup. Yeah. Um. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna save this VOD. I will probably save this VOD. I don't know if I'll upload it and make it public. I might make it unlisted on my YouTube or something. Okay, I'm gonna head out in like 10 minutes because I do need to eat. My body is like, hey, you should eat because I haven't eaten 2 days really. But I want to sit around and chat for a little bit longer. But yeah, fuck. Yeah, Led, you came way too late. Um, no, that's all good. We're just kind of chatting, and I'm feeling a lot better now. It's okay. Uh, You didn't really miss much. Um, you can read my latest tweet on Twitter or Blue Sky to kind of get the gist of what I was talking about for an hour. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, like Eddie Kingston 2000s SRK poster. Fuck. Uh, so okay, I'll talk about a little, a little bit of one of my plans. So one of my plans that I want to do is so I want to do like a 3D concert kind of thing. Like I'm gonna pre-record it, all that stuff, right? It's gonna be produced. Like I'm gonna do it all myself. But it's like I it's something that I've kind of wanted to do. you know, um, and I probably mostly gonna be self-produced. I will probably do everything myself. Um, and I might have other best friend might be able to help, and their friend will maybe be able to help because they know sound, and other best friend is much more knowledgeable about kind of like 3D stuff that I'm thinking about trying to do. Um, but yeah, I want to do one of those, and I that's kind of why I want the mocap stuff is so I can do all that stuff because back in ye olden days of me being a spry and young human being, um, like I danced. Um, like I've done a lot of dance performances in the past. And I did that, I mean, even when I was really young. But that's something I've always done, which is kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, so like I want to do that. Um, and I do want to try singing too. So like, like I know how to. It's just trying to like get back into it because it's been a really long time since I've done it. Um, like I was never trained, but like I have gotten a lot of training by people who do know how to sing. And so I want to do one, produced mostly by myself. Maybe a couple of friends here and there can help me, but that's something I want to do. Um, like I would have, I am, I have done singing performances before in a previous life, but it went not as good because I had no confidence in myself. And doing that live, uh, as me, like 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 real me was like my nerves got the better of me, and I couldn't. Um, so it's just like I've wanted to do something like that. And I already have a name for what it would be. I'm not gonna reveal it, but um, yeah, it's something I've wanted to do because of um stuff I've done in my past, and I just didn't have confidence to do so, but now it's like, hey, I'm hiding behind the model. I can kayfabe it. That, like all that stuff that'll make me a lot more comfortable in doing it. And of course, like, I'm gonna produce it and all that stuff, or have other people help me out on like other things that I will not be able to learn to be able to do, right? Like, yeah, I will hopefully have someone who knows sound to be able to do that. But yeah, it's something I want to do, and which is why, like, I've been talking about, like, that's on a timer. Because I don't know how much time I have to do that kind of thing, where I can do like dance or movement or standing for a long period of time kind of thing to be able to do it, and also have um the lung capacity to do it. Like, my lung capacity has gotten much worse over the years because of my condition, but I want to do all that shit while I can. Uh, both of them are that. Both on Blue Sky and on Twitter. But yeah, I want to do that. Um, and that's like kind of the big thing I want to do. That's my goal. I don't care how many people see it. It is a thing I want to do for myself. I'm gonna fucking do it. Like, I wanted to do it. I was thinking, oh, I could probably do it live too, right? Like, but with everything going against me, doing it 100% live is not a good idea because my body can just be like, hey, you're just not going to work properly. I don't want to do that. You know, like, I don't want that to happen. So, like, it's definitely going to have to be like produced and pre recorded and all that stuff and done in segments because it's like, I don't have that capacity to do that anymore. Like, I would love to do like a live thing with my model. That would be a dream. That would be great. I don't think that would ev I don't think that's possible anymore where I'm at. It would be even for like one performance kind of thing, like a shared performance. I'd be down to do it. I would love to be able to do that, but I don't think it is 100% feasible anymore because I'm already at the point where like my body can be unpredictable. Like, if I wanted to do it live, to be 100% sure, I would have to be like loaded on CBD and probably not very good. I don't think I would want to do that while like having a head high like that. But yeah, that's a dream, and it might stay a dream forever. Who knows? I don't know. Who fucking knows? But yeah, pre-recorded, produced kind of thing is feasible, and I know I can do that. So that's gonna be my goal. A live? Oh my god. I think I'd cry if I could do a live performance. I don't think I'd be able to keep it together. I'd be way too emotional. But yeah, I already have stuff that I've been practicing when I can, and I'm like really excited to like get everything together to do that. It is really funny. The title that I'm thinking of for that is really funny, especially with what I've said here. And with with people that would know, that would, it would be funny. And look, remember what I said in the stream and be like, oh, okay, kind of. That's a funny title. But yeah. All right. Well, okay. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna make some food. Um, I don't know. I feel a bit better. I don't know. It's hard. It's gonna take a while to process, and it's probably gonna hit again. At the end of the month when Kanata leaves. But you know, we'll see when we get there. Um, but yeah, thanks for listening to me, everyone. Um, I don't know when I'll be back. Um, yeah, we'll see. All right, time for food.